Well, hello guys, and welcome to another session with MG here on the your questions via the Facebook page. And I want to say I really appreciate it, the correspondence. Thank you very much for the questions. Let's kick the first one off this week with a lady. I love getting the questions from the ladies. It means they love their league. Kylie Pascoe. She says, do you think that the Knights' failure to make the 8 this year was truly based on the absence of Kurt Gidley? I think it's a reason, definitely. Kurt Gidley, for mine, is one of the best competitors in the whole competition, and him not being there, I think, probably tipped them outside the 8. If he was playing, I'm pretty sure they would have made the 8. So, to answer your question, do you think the Knights' failure to make the 8 was because of that reason? Yeah, I do. Todd Orchard writes, who do the Broncos need to take them forward post Lockyer and Petro in 2013? Very good question, Todd. Up until 4 or 5 weeks ago, they were coming third in the competition, and you really feel that at the moment they're lacking someone like a Lockyer to guide them around the field. They've got plenty of individual brilliance of the youngsters, but at the moment they seem to be lacking a real strike player. But look, they've got young Norman, Hoffman, players of good substance, but I think it all comes back to Peter Wallace. Peter Wallace's form around Origin was having him picked as a candidate for the Origin halfback spot, but since Origin he's gone very, very quiet. So maybe Peter Wallace has got to pull his finger out a bit and get his team going in the right direction, because the halfback holds the keys to everything. Jeff Howard writes, why put expansion on hold? Surely with the dollars from the new TV deal, we could bring in 2 new teams and slow down the player drain to England. You know what, Jeff, on first thought, I agree 100% with you. I would love to see an 18-team competition and we play each other once, play every team once, and have a weekend where we have our rep footy aside from the Origin and all that kind of stuff. But after watching the last couple of weekends of Rugby League, I'm probably with the Independent Commission here and thinking that maybe give it 4 or 5 years, because quite frankly, I don't think we've got the talent around to foster 18 teams. I think at the moment we're seeing some pretty ordinary performances from a lot of teams, and I think if we add another 2 teams to that, we'll see like in the AFL, like the Suns and the GWS, where every week they get beat by 100 points. You know, say maybe 1 or 2 games a year. And I don't want to see that as an NRL fan. So let's just first of all get over this next hurdle. That's the distribution of the funds from the Independent Commission. But I've got no doubt. I've got no doubt that we'll expand sooner or later. But it does seem hard for them teams who have been building up and building up and building up for an announcement now to wait another 5 years. Must be very disheartening. And finally to Sean Opie. That used to be my nickname. My first ever nickname was Opium at the pub I work for. They said I was a slow-working dope. Anyway, who do you think would be the best coach for the Warriors? Outside of the super coach, who would be a good coach? David Fairley, who helped Cleary at the Warriors? Yeah, David Fairley would be a good coach, I think. Ivan Cleary was a good coach for them, obviously. I think someone like a Jim Dimmick might be a good coach. Look, I think Peter Sterling is a good coach, would make a really good coach. I think Greg Alexander, my brother-in-law, and Peter Sterling would make ideal coaches, but I think their commentary is where they're at the moment. But one of the Johns boys, Matthew Johns, Andrew Johns, would make a really good first-grade coach as well. But outside of the super coaches, I would have to say either David Fairley, yeah, he'd be a good coach because he's got the lay of the land with the Warriors. But I think Jim Dimmick is the next one in line to be catapulted into first-grade status. Look, again, thanks for your questions this week, guys. Look out for it on Facebook. Submit your questions, and hopefully next week I'll be sitting here trying to answer them. Have a great week.